It's time for another review. Hey everybody, thanks once again for tuning in to the channel. So today we're looking at the Marvel Legends series Sentinel. This was from the Hasbro lab. I saw this guy last year and I just could not pass it up. I feel like I had to get this thing. I used to own the old Marvel Legends Sentinel that was years ago. I believe it was actually part of a Build-A-Figure, and I had that and absolutely loved it. I used it for some old photography pictures and things like that. It turned out really good. So when I saw that another one was being made and being even bigger, I had to get it. I had to jump on it right away. So I'm going to show you what the box looks like. I apologize now for the lighting and everything. I had my light on it and literally it was a big old glare, and the art that's on here, it needs to be seen in all its glory. So this is the front of the box, and I'm going to turn it around, which I can tell you right now, I'm nailed down, okay? Just so you can see how big this thing is. It's massive, okay? So I'm down here so that we can get a closer look at this thing, and then after that we'll adjust the lighting and see all the stuff. But the design and the box art itself, I mean, that just looks really good. I mean, that's one thing. Me personally, that's the thing I love. I love when marketing goes all out and really designs their boxes itself, because it's not just about the figure, it's about presentation, and this company is doing it well. So I love the art. You can see the Cyclops fighting the Sentinel, and that's giving you an idea right now of how huge this thing is. Anyway, this is the other side of it. Get a chance to see the Sentinel on this side, and here we are back to the front. So I'm going to go ahead and open this guy up, and let's see what's inside. Okay, so here we go. We have him out of the box, and as you can see, this guy is huge. I mean, the box that he comes in, I mean, a lot of you guys know I collect the 1/6 scale figures. The box he came in, I believe, was even bigger than the Hot Toys Hulkbuster that he came with. I mean, just size comparison, which actually we'll do a comparison with those two just so you can see size wise. But as you can see, like I said, you see comparison to me and how big this thing is. This thing is absolutely massive. So we're going to take a look and see everything he comes with. I got gravity working against me right now. Let's get this out of the way and remove all these pieces here. I mean, this thing is just, oh my gosh, this thing is so huge. This thing is so huge. So it comes with 2 figures as well, and this would be good just so you can see size comparison as far as how big a Sentinel is supposed to be. And then we have our figures. So we have, straight out the back, let's see, we can take a look at, this is the female Sentinel that he comes with. You can see the detail on that. And I mean, comparison to what I normally get, I mean, it looks okay. I mean, the hair on the sculpting is looks pretty decent. Not really a whole lot going on as far as the detail is concerned, but I mean, for the most part, it looks pretty good. I mean, that's pretty decent as far as the detail. Like I said, you can see the sculpting in the hair and everything, but not really much of anything else going on. Let's see, then the other figure that you get, put this back in. I believe this character is Baston. I believe that's who this was. I bought this thing for other reasons, not necessarily for the figures that they come with, but I mean, they're pretty decent. Like I said, it's not really much detail that goes into the figures. I mean, the head sculpts look pretty good, but I think really they just got this so you can have, 2 figures so you can see the, size comparison to these two, but I would say it looks pretty decent. These are just your regular 6-inch figures or whatever, but I mean, it was nice considering the fact that you know the amount of money you put into this thing. It is nice that they didn't just give you the Sentinel, and they actually gave you, you know, two extra characters that you can use to, you know, have with your figures, you know, kind of having that for a size comparison and stuff like that. So you have that one here, and now let's actually take a look at some of the other things that come with the Sentinel. Oh, you know what? You actually get another little head sculpt to swap out for the Bastion figure. I believe it's another like smaller Sentinel head, so you can see the detail in that. I mean, it's a nice shine on the plastic. It looks really good. So you have that, and let's actually take a look at these head sculpts and see how these guys look. Wow, this is actually pretty heavy. So this is a battle damaged head sculpt you get. You can see all the detail on that. That is really good. I like the plastic that they've used on this, just as far as the coating of the paint that they use, so you can really get that shine off of the helmet. But the battle damage on that looks really, really good. I think they did a good job with that. I might actually get, you know, for one of the famous fights with a Sentinel is, you know, you have Wolverine going to town on one of these things. So I think I might maybe pick up a 6-inch Wolverine if I, or maybe if my son has one, I don't know. Then you have one of these 3-face Sentinels, which looks pretty good on the detail on that too. So I guess it's one for, like, you know, when it has lasers or whatnot coming out of his mouth. You have that, and then you have one where it's closed, and then you have just a regular silver looking one. But these are actually pretty heavy. I mean, this is pretty good. That means it's durable. so you have that head, and I believe this other one you have. Oh man, this thing is heavier than the other two. This is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. Check this out. That is some good detail on that. Now, to my understanding, the Sentinel does light up, and from the looks of it, you can kind of see there's like 2 little holes there for whatnot. So I guess when the light is probably on the Sentinel itself, and then it just shines through on that area. So, but man, this is actually pretty heavy, heavier than the other two. So I'm definitely gonna try that out and see how that looks. So you have that. You also have these tentacles, which I believe when they did the backing for it, they were saying that if they reached a certain goal, they would just add the 2 tentacles to the hands. I believe originally when they did it, they were just saying that, you know, you just get the Sentinel or whatever, but if they reached another dollar amount, they would add these 2 to it. But these are just, you know, just the same as everything else. Is plastic, but there's a bendy wire in this so that you can be able to pose the tentacles how you want. It's actually a little difficult to get these out. Let me see if I can get these things out. Hold on. There we go. There we go. So you can see there's a little bit of a shine to that as well. That's pretty good. Pretty decent. It looks pretty good. Definitely some long pieces, so that's pretty good. And now let's oh, you know what? We actually have one other little piece. We have another hand here. Oh, this is one where it actually has some battle damage to the fingers. So you can take a look at that. That's some pretty good detail there. So yeah, there's no articulation in these particular fingers, you know, because they're damaged or whatnot, but you still have articulation in the hand, so you can still move the hand back and forth. So you still got that, but as far as the fingers themselves, they don't move around. So it's all right with me. I mean, it's supposed to be a battle damage hand. You're not really gonna do too much with it. So let's check out the Sentinel himself. Kind of curious as far as how big this dude is. You know what? Let me just get this guy out, and then we'll take another look at him out standing on his own. Alright guys, here he is in all his glory, out of the package and everything. I've already took the time to put the batteries in to the thing because he does light up. He doesn't speak, but he does light up. But you can see, just like I said, you can see just how big this dude is. The articulation is really good. I mean, you can really get some good poses with him. There's articulation in the fingers, so you can do quite a bit with the hands, which looks really good. I think I like the detail how you have each individual point of the fingers. That looks really good. Being able to, you know, move with the legs, move up and down. That's about as far as they go forward and back. You can move it out that much, and you can move that far back, and you can do it a little bit forward, just a little bit. So that's pretty good as far as range of motion. So let me give you guys a closer look so you can see the detail in the paint job and everything. You can see that. Check out the hands. The hands look really good. The paint app on this is really well done. I mean, just all the detail from where the joints are, everything is covered. Even though it looks, you know, it's a plastic, but still you can see the detail in it. You can see how this is flexible, so you can be able to move the arms without any kind of restrictions. So it moves with it, and, you know, being able to hide all that's necessary. But they even put like a little bit of wiring. You can see it's different colors right there, so it's not all just, you know, one molded plastic. They actually put a little paint into that. Same thing around the torso. You can see the torso there. There's just a little bit of coloring, just a little bit of different wires, so you can see that it's not just, you know, just one molded plastic just slapped on there. You can see that there's some detail in it. Same thing with the legs. You can see that there's some wiring there, some different colors and stuff. So I think that's really good. Back looks really good. You can see all of that. So as far as the lights, basically you have this part that lights up, and you have this part that lights up as far as the eyes. And basically to turn it on, you just press right there, and you can see it lights up, eyes light up. Let me adjust the lights here so you can be able to see just how much that lights up. So basically you have that, and then when you hold it down, he does a little flashing. So that's pretty good. Just, you know, there's some different effects, so it's not just, you know, lights on, lights off. And then with this, it just pulsates with the different colors, just rotates in the colors. So yeah, it looks really good. I think it's some good detail in that. And the lights will be on, and then after a while they shut off. So there's really no off button on it. It's just there, and then you leave it there for a moment, and it'll shut off on its own. So it looks really good. I mean, as far as the detail and everything, I like it. I think it's money well spent as far as the detail and the way it doesn't feel cheap. And as far as the size, I think it's definitely accurate as far as, you know, in comparison to 6-inch figures. Now I got this because I kind of wanted to do something with the 12-inch figures that I normally collect, which if you're on this channel, you'll see that the majority of the figures I do reviews for are 1/6 scale figures. As far as how this dude is supposed to be, he's definitely not 1/6, especially with the figures that he comes with. More like 1/12 rather than more 1/6. But you know, let's actually do some comparisons here between the two here. Let's do some 6-inch figures, and then we'll actually bring out my big guy and do a size comparison between those two. Let's check those out. Okay, so here we have one of these 6-inch figures that he comes with. So you can see the size comparison with this guy as far as how he's supposed to be next to your Sentinel, which is, you can see just how small he is. I mean, that's pretty much how he's supposed to be. So that's to scale as far as the Sentinel and this guy. So yeah, that size. And now I have my 1/6. I have my Wolverine. It's the only Wolverine I got. So still, I think that's a pretty decent size as far as just how big he is. I think I could actually still get some pretty good shots with my 1/6 Wolverine in comparison to how big this dude is. So I think that's a pretty good size comparison. We can definitely do something with that. So you can see the size there. And for the final thing, I'm gonna move this guy over so just so you can see how big they are between the two. So here you have the Sentinel in comparison to this big guy. And as you can see, he still towers over the Hulkbuster. This is the Hot Toys Hulkbuster. This thing is massive. Definitely, I would say, as far as price comparison is concerned, this is the bigger guy. But as far as size wise, he's definitely taller than the Hulkbuster. So you know, he still looks pretty good. Again, in terms of quality, this is definitely a better guy than this one, but still, again, so you can see the size. So yeah, there you have it as far as the two. Let's go ahead and get some pictures with this guy to see what we can really do with him. I think he's going to be really good as far as getting some good poses and whatnot. Even with the 1/6 Wolverine I have, we can really see how the two comparison, just camera angles can fix a lot. So let's get some pictures going and see how well this turns out. Thanks once again, I'm going to tell you now, for tuning in to the channel. Really appreciate you guys, all my new subscribers and the likes and everything, your comments. I definitely love hearing the comments from you guys, so I definitely appreciate that. If you have any suggestions as far as what kind of photos you want to see, what kind of characters you want to see, feel free to put it down in the comment below of what you'd like to see, and we can definitely see if we can pull that off as far as the pictures are concerned. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this guy into the studio and see what he looks like on the camera.